What I understand of African traditional religion is Chiwano Chedu, it's how we were before. And to demonize how we were before is to call those who came before us demons. They did not worship a devil. They did not go around just killing and murdering people. That came with the colonizers. Came with the colonizers. And basically they had Musiki. Musiki is the creator of all. He's the one that rules the dominion over anything else that is underneath. There is nothing above. So in Islam, that's Allah. In Christianity, that's God. Right. I don't know what he's called in other religions.
Can I throw the ball?
Yeah.
Right. And then how we did things, and I actually did a video on this, is that we had a protocol. Our people revered God so much that they did not go direct to him. They believed in going through the ancestors. Right. So for me, my father is late. So I pray and I'm like, this is my prayer, Dad. Can you take it to your grandfathers? And they take it until it reaches God. And if it so shall be in my life, then kindly guide me to get to it. And then you are guided towards what you're asking for. That's how you pray. In other means, it's called kuteura. That's what the word was. So that's how it literally worked. And they knew that you don't steal. They were actually guided by the same thing, and it's there in our Proverbs. It's literally there in our Proverbs. I'm like, they're all there. They all teach you something in terms of life, and that's how they taught. It's just unfortunate that our stuff was orally passed down.
Right.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that that's the way it was. But there are archives earlier on that actually have the details of this. When the colonizers were still just testing out, when they were still the Portuguese colonizers, not even the British ones, and they were coming and they were seeing. And they, in the archives, they state themselves that it's going to be difficult to bring in God because they know him already. We knew him. So that's what I believe in.
Oh, I think I just got goosebumps.
Yeah. That was so dope.
But it's very interesting to me because, first of all, a lot of what you're saying, it's my first time hearing it. Like, I'm African, you know what I mean? Like, why didn't I get access? So from my perspective, like what you had said earlier, Godfrey, that people tend to demonize what they don't understand. And to me, I wonder why it is that like African religion seems to be like such a secret society. Like, it's like not many people are ready to explain or to invite you into it.
I think it's the same thing that these guys said. And they said that I have the privilege of having a strong character where I don't back down and you can call me what you want to call me and I don't care.
Right.
Then there are people who would just be like, and then they decide to perhaps just keep quiet. And then it's also just what I've been pushing for externally. That we have a whole Ministry of Cultural Heritage. Get to it. Like, teach people these things.
That's why I appreciate trailblazers like Chenge, because they open, you stand for what you believe in. And I always believe in standing for something or you fall for anything, which some of us as Africans have fallen for everything because we don't tell enough of our African stories. We don't preach about why we were practicing this before XYZ came to the shorefront. Why did we stop? What happened? And I think it was Chief Charumbira, and he was even saying that even beating drums, there's a certain time in history where that was even demonized, like it was cancelled, like no African could beat drums at a certain time during pre-independence, So I think most of us didn't know about that because we were actually forced, I think, to actually not practice the is it indigenous religion? Is that the correct
Yeah.
term?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe.
So
I don't even know the term.
Because
So
it's from
that's probably, what happened. And it is unfortunate because other religions, when you go to China, India, they practice their religions.
Yeah.
Then when you then come back to Africa, it's like, no.
Guys, can I ask then, is it a thing that people are conscious of when they sort of pit religions against each other, that this religion's better than this one, right? Is it a thing that people are conscious of? One. Two, because why I'm asking, right? It gives my interpretation of these discussions and even tensions when religion is being spoken about is that ATR is or was great, and then it got messed up by colonization, which I don't think is holistically reflective of the truth or what actually happens or what is on the ground.
Probably partially.
Yeah,
But we don't know the entire truth.
because let me put it this way. Because for me, my experience with the religion, which is Christian and perhaps Western Christian or even European Christian influenced, has demonized ATR. So whether it's by extension to what I've learned or even my own, and so I'm being transparent about this, right? Where I've okay, this ATR stuff, and so I'm asking to you guys, but also just presenting it as my own point, that understanding of, okay, is it because it's come off as Christianity is the best, everything else is bad, right?
Because
wait. So Christianity is the best and the only and the right one, and everything else is bad, or should it be that there is Christianity, there's Buddhism, there's whatever, there's ATR, and then maybe one isn't better than the other, but that I see God better through this
way.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I hear that.
You know what?
I hear that.
I always talk about that God speaks in the way that you understand.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. So some people understand better if they're in a mosque. Some people understand better in a mountain. Kutibetu. Others
Even
understand
Pablos.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
Takasian.
Yeah.
God is omnipresent.
God is everything for real.
So he can even minister to
God
you
is everywhere.
from the DJ's booth. That's the pulpit.
And then you
right?
get the
Where
epiphany.
two are gathered in my name.
I think it's interesting, especially bringing up what Godfrey had said, because I'm going to speak for myself as well. That African religions in general, to me, it's either witchcraft or not.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's all my understanding is. And I also don't even feel like I have avenues to readily get information to disprove what I think. That's if you even have the energy, because a lot of the time if you believe a certain way, you don't have energy to learn something different.
I would say I know about ATR, right? And I haven't indulged in it because for me, Christianity, I've seen the results. Yeah. Like what she was saying, I've seen God speaking to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a personal experience. I think for some, that will be the reason why people would not venture into other religions. And some are even converted from Christianity to Islam. Because you've seen God speak to you through that. Even in the Bible, even Paul was a persecutor, but he was converted and he became the greatest writer in the Bible.
Right.
So I think for most people, I think it's a personal thing. But when we started the conversation, like Chengo said, I think it's good to also research and get your information.
Right.
So you know about the different religions that are there as well. So then you can get a full appreciation.
So I think the one thing that becomes clear, even in this conversation, right, is how limited our knowledge of other religions are.